Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Today I'm going to be doing some T6 Abyss action in the Ikitursa. So this is actually a fit that is a little bit blinged through the roof. You could only really wait to do this more is put officer mods on it, but on the test server you can't even use officer mods. Otherwise I would really like to see how it would perform with officer mods. The Ikitursa right here is using some Veles Entropic sinks here. You can see these Veles ones. Now these are stupidly expensive. I don't like it that they're so expensive because they're a faction module. I mean, I think they should cost like other faction modules, 100 to 200 million, but unfortunately, Triglavian faction modules cost like $1 billion plus, like almost 2 billion I've seen sometimes. Really expensive, it's really annoying, and especially since they're needed on the Ikitursa to do some crazy stuff if you want to do the Abyss size fast. It is very annoying, but it's just the way it is. It's just what we're going to have to really deal with when we're doing the Abyss size like this. The Ikitursa, with you, the way really you have to get this to do the T6s is if you have to bling it hard. It's really important to bling it hard because it's just very starved for damage, at least when it comes to the single target mode. It just really makes it so that you have to focus on one thing for a long time to get significant DPS. It's like made for like a single target. That's where it excels. Otherwise, when you have multiple targets, it is really not a good time for the Ikitursa because its DPS is going to be pretty lackluster. So if you see here, we're sitting on, if we use the close range ammo Occult, we have only 90km range and have 588 DPS, and that is actually still very good DPS for an Ikitursa without zero spool, all things considered. But it is not like the nicest thing to sit on DPS like that. I'd really love to have more DPS, but it's just, unfortunately, you can't get that. I'm wondering actually if it could do a similar way, like the Edencom stuff, where you go around and use this overheated a lot. That can be a possibility, but I think it's going to take a lot of heat damage since you're going to have to do a lot of cycles. The thing is, the Edencom weapons, they don't have, their cycle times are very short or very long, so they don't have to spend a lot of time overheating. And I just feel like the Warton projectors naturally are weapon systems that produce very little heat, so they're very nice. But here we're going to be using the Veles ones, just crazily expensive, but it'll give us a whopping 20 extra DPS. So without the Veles, we have 560. With the Veles, we have 588. And now we're going to plug in our implants here to get some tiny bit extra DPS too, and also some extra tracking as well. If we plug in these, we get the gunnery implant. It helps us a tiny bit. There we go, 618. We're going to do the Synth Exile and Hard Shell 1. They give us a bit more armor repair rate and also our very chill boosters right there. And actually, no, I shouldn't have used the Hard Shell 3. That was a mistake right there. I stupidly used the Hard Shell when I wanted to use Pyrolancer. We're just going to have to throw our Ikitursa away just to get the boosters reset. So stupid of me. I do this all the time with these boosters, put the wrong boosters in, and just to get the ones I wanted to use, I just forget that it's using a different slot, and it just it doesn't work out because you have to have certain boosters. This Hard Shell, for example, uses slot 11. It's the same as the Pyrolancer, which I want to use. There we go, rest in peace. Alright, so we've got everything here. We can just get the implants. We have to obviously have a filament. Essential to have a filament. One thing with these firestorms is they're the most difficult filament to run, because they have reduced thermal resist. Thermal resist is one of the most deadliest resists to have reduced in the Abyss, due to the fact that we have deadly waves like Triglavians and Concord doing predominantly thermal. And then also it buffs up the armor, making stuff go slower as well. Gamma could be an option as well, I believe. You would be able to reduce the explosive resistance, which would be favorable for us. But I think that it's nice, though, with the Ikitursa to have, a decent buffer. It's good to have a bit of a buffer so that you can, survive those wrecking shots, I think. But then again, the Ikitursa does have naturally a pretty big buffer of 4k, so that's pretty good as well. So I'm thinking that maybe it could be good to do the gammas, but I don't think it will be the best, to be honest. Just that it'll also buff up shield-based rooms, and then also like rooms like Ephialtes, etc. will take longer. I don't know. They cost also a lot more than the the firestorm. So that's also a big thing to take into consideration. So we got the implants in, consume the boosters, and I have got this Pyrolantia dose 1 here, just to give us a bit of slight extra DPS, because it's always good to have as much DPS as you can possibly get here. And since that will be our main bottleneck from doing these sites properly, it'll not be the tank really, it's going to be the DPS. So we're going to go here, do this, and get to work. Now, one thing I was thinking is that this could be done in an officer fit Ikitursa. This one right here is like, I think 12 billion or something like that. Well, the officer will be like 35 billion. And it will, without doubt, the officer one will be able to do the T6 Firestorms. They do like 700 plus DPS naturally, no boosters, no implants. So they are really powerful, but they also are very expensive, and I think that's just a bit ridiculous for going into the Abyss with a 35 billion ISK ship. And then again, who knows? Maybe there are, maybe there are some people who already do it today. In fact, I wouldn't doubt that there are people who don't use Officer for Ikitursa for the Abyss, because there were people who did it in the Abyssal proving grounds back in the day. I remember Gustav Manfred, he did that a lot. Okay, we'll go here and use some Occult. There we go, shoot this guy. We'll use our drones actually on the other one just to get some, soften up this second row diva and get us a bit more spool time with this one right here. We can use 2 armor pairs as well, no need to just waste it like that. Okay, you see he's getting wrecked right here. Also keep it at range, 7.5, something like that, just to keep transversal up to get good hits. Always important to get some good transversal, maybe even 10 kilometers to be honest, because we have 19 kilometer range. But then again, we are getting tracking disrupted quite a bit. I don't know. There we go. Keep it range 10 kilometers. Start shooting. Webifier a little bit as well. We can move the drones to the second row diva over here to soften that one up a bit. Good, good, good. Yeah, absolutely wrecking this wave. This wave is not a particularly difficult wave either when it comes to time. But we have got a weather effect. There's a good test of time because of the minus 50% thermal. Oh, actually no, keep the drones there. We've got remote repairs for a reason. The remote repairs are there for a reason. We can use this to repair our drones. Repair the drones! Repair the drones! Drone lives are very important. Never disrespect the drones. Never disrespect the drones. See this? You see that tank is active tank on this hammerhead? He's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let's go with the drones. Go for these scrubs here who are attacking. Who are like attacking them. We'll go for this one right here who's yellow boxing, so it must be him who's taking damage. See, we've got some good active tank on that hammerhead with these remote armor prayers. It's really nice. A good thing about the Ikitursa is that they do have a bonus to the range, I believe, and also the capacitor usage, so they use very little capacitor. It's really nice when it comes to having remote repairs. Very useful when it comes to the Ikitursa. And we can just split up stuff here. Take out the Snarecaster too. I want to take him out because he's making us go super slow. Very annoying. First wave was very fast, but as I said before, this is naturally a very easy wave. It's not something you have to worry about too much when it comes to time. Oof, yeah, we got a lot of targets as well that we're able to use because of the auto-targeting system, so that's another thing that's really good about this ship. Get some very advanced ship this Ikitursa is. Let's shoot this guy over here. Do you see that volley right there? Very big volleys you get. The Disintegrator absolutely annihilates these frigates because it's got naturally very good tracking. We've got some good implants for tracking too. So the rogue drone waves could be pretty difficult in the Ikitursa since there are a lot of small targets that you need to kill. But since we've got so good tracking, we are just annihilating them like this. We're two-shotting them, and we've got naturally quite high DPS anyway. Let's keep it range. This guy 10 kilometers. Wow, at the time 3.5 minutes. Very good. Very good right there. Good. There we go. Shoot this guy too. We've got the good range with the Federation Navy Webifier. This is why it's just necessary to bling. You need to bling the Iki. You need to bling the Iki. It's very important to bling the Iki because you have the lack of low slots available for your tank since you used I'm using 3 damage modules. So basically we have to get as much tank as possible out of the 3 tank modules we've got, which is these 2 armor repairs and the multispectrum coating. It's very tight, but that's just the way it will be. If you want to use the Ikitursa, you need to bling. Okay, let's go to this Next wave here, Ephialtes. Alright, Ephialtes. A good benchmark of time. So yeah, we're starting this at 1542. Let's see how it goes when it comes to taking out these guys in a timely fashion. I'm going to use some Mystic right here to get some DPS already going on. DPS with the drones as well needed. We're going to split the DPS since we want to get as much spool time as possible. But we do have to keep an eye on the drone aggro. It's going to be a bit of an annoying thing. I'm going to go for these dissipators because there are quite a few newts on the grid. I'm going to go towards a transfer conduit and we're going to be using Occult as soon as we can. There we go, he's dead. We'll go for the Occult over here. And go for this guy too. You can see that there is some guy taking damage now. There's a bit of webifying going on to increase application. Good, there we go. And now this guy is going to need some remote repairs. Remote repairs! Easy! Give me remote repairs, please! Okay, there we go. Now I'll go for this guy over here. We can't webify him, unfortunately. Oh, look at these guys, all yellow boxing. Yeah, we're gonna look at drones. They're taking a lot of damage over here. Yeah, there we go. Let's shoot this guy here. Oh, we need to get some remote repairs going on. Recall the drones. This is too crazy. This is absolutely too crazy with the drone aggro going on right now. And we do not want to, at any cost, lose drones. Because the drones, they do have a lot of nice extra DPS. So losing them will have a big consequence on our completion time. That's why we want to be extra careful with this single set of Hammerhead 2s we've got right here, or Hammerhead does are augmented even, so they'll be quite expensive as well as being pricey. So there we go. Now it'll be good because they were like drifting away since our Hammerheads were like taking damage. Okay, there we go. We'll give some repairs there. Who's got the most amount of damage here? Oh, look at this drone aggro, man. They're taking so much damage, these drones. Put these down here. Oh no. Please, no Hammerhead, don't die on me. There we go. Take out these look at how much drone aggro we're getting. It's just, that's just the way it's going to be. They hate our drones. What? Connection was lost. Come on. I just want to do my Ikitursa and look at this. Connection was lost. That's what happens when you're playing on the test server. That's what happens when you're playing on the test server. A long time later is finally... CC is being restarted. Let's see if the time, what's going on with the time, if it's reset or anything. Oh, never mind. It didn't reset. We're going to have to do this again. Oh, it's just the way it is. Just the way it is. I just realized it. If I train the medium disintegrator specialization to level 5, because right now I got to level 3, I would actually be able to get like 18 extra DPS, a whopping 18 extra DPS, but that would still be something though. I mean, 18, we'll be sitting on what is that, 650, something like that, almost 650 at least. So we would be having some good DPS, and I think that would be very useful, especially since we are quite starved on DPS here. Okay, so this is Charybdis Tyrannos. We're going to want to go in here. I've got the minus 50%, nah, minus 70. So this is going to be more the tank is what's going to be problematic here. So we can use the Mystic to maybe take out these Entanglers on the way here. The Augmented also can go and attack them as well. Thing is that this is going to be very annoying because the the Entanglers are going to make it so slow for me to get there. Really, it's going to be annoying to get me to get close to these guys. Okay, let's shoot this guy here. Occult. Let's go for the Entanglers, please. And we're taking lots of drone damage as well. Very annoying. We have to sort of approach in an arc. You see, not full application is going on from Charybdis Tyrannos over there. Let's take out all the Webifiers. And then it should be a lot easier, at least, to get in range of Charybdis Tyrannos. There we go. Yeah, we're tanking pretty good. You see that? Just like taking some hits, but then we boost back up with our armor repair. We've got pretty beastly armor repair too. There we go. Attack this guy. And here now, I think I may actually use Mystic to get Mystic spooled up at this range. I'm going to want to go for these drones here that are attacking my own drones. Come on, take out all these illuminators as well. They need to go down because they're making application a lot worse as well. Oh, look at these hammerheads. They've taken a lot of damage. No! Hammerheads! Okay, return the drones, return the drones. They're kiting away. And we're taking also a lot of damage ourselves. Return drones, please. I need to give some remote repairs. Oof. And we are getting ourselves a bit of a chaos right now. But hopefully we'll be able to wreck these guys. Just need to take out that guy too. There we go. Now the drones are safe. We can now lock them up and get some remote repairs going on. Now I want to just start spooling up on Charybdis, to be honest. There we go. We can start shooting some of these remote repairs to get stuff going a bit quicker, and we'll go for the... have the drones go on this entangle over here. There we go. Where's our DPS right now? Really crap DPS with Mystic. Okay, there we go. Almost repaired to max. He needs a bit more. Go for the Spearfish over here because he will try to MWD. He will try to scram us. Okay, now no more need for having the Mystic. That's really bad. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to really want to just orbit this guy and try pushing him towards the gate, because it'll reduce the time taken to be able to go to the next wave, since if you were going to be right on the gate, then it will just be able to jump straight away. But Charybdis Tyrannus is a very cheeky scrub, likes to always kite, so we sort of have to get behind Charybdis and push them towards the gate. It's just the way it's going to work here. Okay, so drone HP at least stabilizing. We'll have the drones go for the cruisers while we spool up on Charybdis Tyrannus. Got 750 DPS, pretty decent, I have to say. Okay, move a little bit this way, but we can potentially get over 1k DPS. I think like 1.2, 1.3k, something like that. If you had the officer ones, you can go to 2k DPS. I think you can get really good DPS with officer, but unfortunately, that's too expensive for me. And on the test server, I can't do it anyway. Okay, he is almost dead now. Look at that. We've got some good DPS, 900 DPS. They're going to take some big volleys right here. Just have the push Charybdis. This is what I'm talking about. We have to push Charybdis towards the transfer conduit, so we reduce the time that this takes. It's a bit difficult, but we should be able to get that done. At least like stop here, so Charybdis keeps range from us. There we go, destroyed. Okay, we'll make our way towards the transfer conduit now. So we even destroyed Charybdis before the drones could get through the cruisers, but that's kind of expected since the drones are not particularly effective and we have very good DPS when we spool up a lot. I think we will hit 1k there for a second. Okay, good. Now we use some Webifiers here. Alright, there we go. Charybdis Tyrannus, 5 minutes. Oh, again, it's not best representation of time here, since we've got the 70% reduced thermal resistance. It would be really good if we could have done that run before, but no, CC had to do a bit of a reset. That's the way it is. I mean, it's not going to affect it so much since we're doing a mix of explosive as well, and 50% to minus 70% is not a massive difference, only a 20% difference. And it doesn't affect the resists completely, like by a massive margin anyway. It's weird how the formula works. I was looking at Piffa, it doesn't reduce it by 70%, the resistance. It sort of, I think it takes it like, reduces half of it by 70% or something like that. I don't really understand how they do it, but it's a weird kind of formula, but it's not like just straight up reduce the resistance by 70%. Okay, this is going to be annoying. Since we can't use drones here, due to the fact that these guys are just going to snipe our drones directly. So we'll be pretty much have to just kite at occult range while we destroy these guys. I don't think it will be too bad since we have a lot of time to spool up, since they have a bit more HP than cruisers, but still. So we could maybe use the drones on these little frigates actually. Now could be something we can do. They will hold us in place and that can be quite dangerous. There's a lot of battle cruisers actually. I'm not used to seeing so many rogue drone battle cruisers. Go a little bit to the side here. Let's see now if we can get a good sort of pseudo orbit on these guys. We can use occult. There we go. Can we Webify this guy so that they can get a bit of better application going on. Just have to keep an eye on the rogue drone battle cruisers that don't go for my drones. There we go. Move it up to the side here. Okay, now I'll use some occult. Oh, he's talking to my drones. He's talking to my drones. You see that yellow box of that strike grip over there? Means he's oh, you see that? That's what I'm talking about right there. Can be pretty deadly if they get a hold of your drones. I mean, these guys have got beefed up armor too. Oh, that's a lot of damage you're taking as well. Let's see now. We'll just give a bit of remote repairs as well. Taking big hits here. We need to overheat a bit. Oof, the big hits going on. We're gonna have to recall our drone. Oof, wow, we're taking really big hits. We're not probably piloting too well either. We need to sort of keep range here. But these guys are doing a lot of DPS. ton of DPS. Actually, gonna have to. Oh, what the hell? This is a lot of damage these guys are doing. Whoa! We took 2 wrecking shots. 2 wrecking shots. Those guys are so OP. I think now that I think of it, I did big mistake here. Many big mistakes here. I think I definitely could have beaten that wave, but I did a lot of mistakes here. First of all, I was not properly keeping range from the Rogues and Battlecruisers. I was letting them get under me. It would be difficult though, because we are pretty slow. The Rogues and Battlecruisers are faster than us, but I think we still could have kept a better range. Another thing though, the main thing, is because we didn't take out those stupid webbing frigates. If I had gone with my Mystic in the beginning, I could have just sniped those webbing frigates so quickly. So quickly it would have been right there to take out those webbing frigates. So really, that would have been easy. It would have made it so much easier to kite them. And on top of that, the tracking as well. You saw that 2 wrecking shots. Can you believe it? 2 wrecking shots in a row. It had probably a lot to do with that we were webified so much. But lessons learned, at least. Lessons learned. And that's why we do this stuff on the test server. So that we learn these things when we're using expensive fits. So that you don't have to pay the big lost mails for real. That was a bit of Ikitursa stuff. Did not go too well, especially since we're using a 12 bill ISK fit and we still just got sniped like that. But we learned some new things. It took a little bit longer because of the whole server restart, but I definitely want to try this again because I'm a bit annoyed now that I got sniped like that. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.